Right, buddy, welcome back to the latest Manchester United news. Now, in this video, we'll be talking the latest on Garnacho exit. We have an update on Gyökeres and MBUEMO, and yeah, that's really about it. So, let's start off by talking about, that's about it. So, Napoli back in for Alejandro Garnacho and are hoping to sign him for 45 million. So that came out from the Mirror yesterday. Then today we had some quotes from the Napoli president. He said this: Garnacho's got pace, flair and potential, but that's not even why we want him. We want him because he's at United. Get him out and he becomes twice the player. There's a fault at United that I can't explain. And listen, let's be honest, he's not wrong. I mean, if Garnacho was to leave Manchester United, he would probably become a better player. I think you look at where the club is now in terms of developing talent, we're probably not at the best place possible. And listen, over recent years, I mean, McTominay left United, went to win the Scudetto with Napoli. We've seen Lukaku, like the amount of players that have left Manchester United. It's because it's, and I think it will happen with the likes of Rashford as well. I think it's such a toxic environment to be in at the moment with United not performing as well as we can on the pitch. I think off the pitches and in terms of that culture has kind of been damaged. Now, in terms of Garnacho, Napoli, come and get him. I mean, we know United want to sell him. We know Napoli is the club interested in. And listen, 45 million is probably what we're going to have to accept. It's not ideal what you want. You want to probably get 50, 60. But again, it'd be 45 million of pure profit that helps Manchester United financially. As I said, Napoli have always been that club that has been interested. Obviously, Chelsea is still monitoring his situation. But again, listen, we know Garnacho wants to go. We know his preference is to stay in the Prem, but I don't think he's going to get that. And Napoli, if he does want to leave United, it does seem like the only club with concrete interest. And the fact that the president has come out and said that they want to get him does kind of hope the trajectory with that they would go in and put an official bid in for Garnacho. So hopefully that's something that does happen and will happen very, very shortly. As I said, you never want a player at 20 years to leave the club, at 20 years old to leave the club. I think there's still so much potential there with Garnacho, but Amorim has made that decision, and the board and everyone's made that a collective decision, so he will be leaving Manchester United at the end or at some point during the transfer window. So that's the latest on Garnacho. As I said, he will be leaving Manchester United. Napoli are interested. Obviously, the president has come out and said those quotes, which again is very eye-opening but makes a lot of sense. The next thing, there's been more talks on Bryan MBUEMO. Now, it's not really much of an update, but it's something that's come out from Graham Bailey. Talks are continuing between United and Brentford, and a deal is actually close. A deal in the region of £65 million is close to being agreed, although delays have been mainly around payment plans, makeup of instalments, as well as potential add-ons plus bonuses. Old Trafford sources are of the belief that MBUEMO will be a United player sooner rather than later. Indeed, plans are in place for him to be a United player for the American pre-season trip. To that American pre-season trip, I think we're going to leave in the next 10 days or so. Again, it's certainly a hope that United can go and get this deal done. £65 million, we always knew Brentford wanted in that region. United just haven't offered it. Obviously, there's difficulty in the instalments and bonuses and all of that stuff. But I think that's something that is being resolved at this current moment between Manchester United and Brentford. They obviously are negotiating still. And listen, we need to act quickly because Johan Wissa, he's linked to Tottenham. If you want to get MBUEMO, both of them are not going to leave in the same window. So we have to get MBUEMO and then get our guy because he's someone that we want. As I said, United, that's come out from many sources that United expected for him to be a player for their American pre-season trip. So there is hope that deal can get done. We've seen that come out from Sky Sports and other sources now, Graham Bailey and other sources as well. So, yeah. Let's see. It's been boring. We know that it's taken 7-8 weeks to close a deal, but it's typical of what United have done. I still don't get how, even with a new structure, we take this long to do deals. Now, the last thing I want to talk: Arsenal are very close to giving up on Victor Gyökeres due to sporting demands. Should Manchester United take advantage of this situation? Maybe. I mean, he's a player who, again, it does seem very difficult to get him out of Sporting. We know he doesn't want to continue at Sporting anymore and he wants to leave them. Now, obviously, Manchester United are heavily interested and heavily linked. Or were heavily linked before the Arsenal stuff came into fruition. But I think he will leave Sporting. We kind of know that. Where he does go and where he ends up, is still up for grabs. As I said, he does have a high wage demand, and the talks are broken down due to Sporting's agent. But listen, that's certainly something to look out for. Now, listen, I'm going to leave it there. In terms of anything else, I don't think there's been any more news. United signed 16-year-old centre-back Hardley Esmond James from Southampton, so he's seen as a major talent. Let's see what happens there. But there's one player I want to talk about, Enzo Cannabinic. So Manchester United confirmed the signing of 18-year-old Enzo Cannabinic from Le Havre. He's gone to Lausanne Sports, who are Ineos-owned club, on loan. Listen, he's a decent player. Let me just go through what has been said and released by Manchester United quickly. This is what they said. Manchester United have been signing exciting young forward Enzo Cannabinic. Last season, the French youth international scored 9 goals in 18 games for Le Havre's under-19 team and earned a place on the bench for the first team on 2 occasions. Following the signing of his contract, the emerging talent secured a loan switch to Swiss Super League side Lausanne Sport. Everyone at United would welcome Enzo at the club and wish him the very best on his loan. So, listen, this is one of those signings, like a Caicedo, like a Julian Alvarez, like a Baleba. You sign them and hopefully they can turn into a big talent. I think that's something United have missed out on in recent times. And he does seem like a very, very good talent and a huge prospect. But yeah, let me know your thoughts.